That's a great question. I feel like every movie. Hey, good morning.
Hi, Matt. How are you?
Good. How's Miami?
I'm in LA, actually.
Oh, you're not right. Okay.
Yes, I'm in LA. The publication is in Miami, but I'm in LA. So thank you so much for your time. A pleasure to talk to you and to talk about Wire Room. So very excited because this is like, I think this is the genre that you like the most, right? Action, all this craziness. But what was about Brandon's script that got your attention?
Yeah, it's a great question. I mean, I love action. I love thrillers. That's something that I've always been drawn to and will always be drawn to. But I feel like when I read this script, what made it feel unique and different was the whole world of the wire room and Homeland Security and surveillance. It really is something that I hadn't seen before on screen too much. So it was something that I was like, oh, this is interesting. I've seen scenes in movies where they're in a wire room, but I've never seen an entire movie set in a wire room. So I thought that was a unique hook for a story. And that's what really drew me in. And then when I spoke to the writer, he told me he used to work in Homeland Security. So he had that knowledge and experience. And I was like, whoa, this is very an authentic story. And it's something that could, really kind of draw an interesting world here that I could put on screen. So that's really what drew me in.
Yeah, that's very interesting. And then I'm very curious to know, how did you like the cameras? Because you have the cameras for the security cameras. So you have everything on those computers in the wire room, but at the same time, you have the actual camera happening. And this is so crazy. I don't know, how did you do that? Can you break down a little bit? How is this dynamic on set?
It was complicated because we had to shoot the wire room scenes first, and then there was nothing on the monitors. So Kevin and all the actors in the wire room, they were basically reacting to nothing on screen.
Oh, man.
Sometimes I was, behind off camera with a microphone, just yelling at him, oh, there's this happening on screen. I was okay, then do this, then do that. So it was an interesting experience. And then we went to the house and shot all the surveillance footage. And so what we'd shoot it once with the GoPro. And I was like, okay, we got the footage for the surveillance. And then now let's shoot it again with real cameras. So it was almost like I had to shoot the same scene in the house twice, which is tough to do with the schedule that you're given for a movie like this.
Yes, I was just trying to figure out, like, how did they, how you do that? You record everything at the same time, everything separately. And also the editing is something that might be a little challenge as well. How's the editing in the end?
Yeah, I feel like as you become more and more skilled as a filmmaker, you should be able to edit the movie in your head as you're shooting. So for me, it wasn't too big of a challenge. I mean, when I'm on set, I'm thinking kind of, okay, this is being cut to this, I'm going to cut this. So you're thinking a lot ahead of how you're going to edit the movie as you're shooting it. And definitely, I feel like it is that type of movie where maybe a first-time filmmaker might get sort of overwhelmed with how much is happening and the monitors and the footage and the actual wire room. It could get a little complicated, but I trusted my collaborators and my own experience to be able to carry us through that.
Yeah. Now let's talk a little bit about the cast members, especially Kevin. What was about him that made you pick him?
That's funny. Yeah. What's interesting is the original script, the character was some 20-year-old rookie. And so when we cast Kevin, I was like, okay, this is going to change the story a little bit, but it actually made it more unique and more different because I felt like we've already seen that story before, the 20-year-old rookie who's, his first time on the job. So I thought it was interesting that we took this character who he's a little bit more grizzled. He's got more experience, but at the same time, it's his first day working at the wire room. And why is he there? What's the backstory? What's put him in this situation? Like, what is he doing here? So I thought that was an interesting dynamic to make it feel more unique, just casting him in that part. And Kevin has a lot of comedic background experience. So I felt like he really was able to elevate the character and add a lot of unique ad libs and moments where there was comedy. And he just really was able to make that character feel more relatable. Yeah, is really what it was.
Yeah, and I like that also he has those scenes with Oliver over the phone. So he also like acting by himself, right? So I think that's really good. That's why he delivered a really good performance.
Well, one of the funny things with that is I knew that Oliver, it's interesting. These two actors, they have all these scenes together, but they never actually share a scene together on set together. So what I did was I had Oliver show up a few days before, and he read all the lines off camera with Kevin. So that really helped Kevin kind of, pick up, okay, that's how he's going to play the role. And it actually got him more really more into it because he saw how good of an actor Oliver was, and I was like, whoa, these two guys, like, okay, this is cool. So I think that's something that I learned over the years was even if an actor is on a phone or off camera, just as a rule, get that actor on set and have them read the lines with the other actor off camera, and you'll get a much better performance.
Yeah, it was really cool. Also, aside from the challenges of the cameras and everything, what was your biggest challenge?
The biggest challenge, just the shooting schedule with a movie like this. It's so hard to shoot 90 pages with the constricted time schedule. But yeah, I think that's every movie has its own issues and problems. I think that was the biggest one for this was I always want more days, right? I'm always like, give me like 10 more days to shoot this movie, but you gotta kind of make it work with the schedule that you're given as a director. So.
Yeah, and that was like you filmed like during the pandemic right now, and then I think adds up a little bit because of the tests and everything, right?
That was definitely more challenging too. Thanks for reminding me. Yeah, I've never shot a movie during COVID before, so this was my first time having to deal with testing and masks, and having to wear a mask on set and give direction and talk to people is definitely not ideal. But you gotta follow the rules and make sure everybody's safe. So I think it ended up working out well. I don't think it slowed us down really. So that was the system's so well oiled now.
Yeah. No, but I think it just adds a little bit more to the whole situation. And I want to ask you, what did you learn about yourself? Like, what did you learn this time around doing this movie?
Oh, that's a great question. I feel like every movie, it's an experience. It's a learning experience as a director, as a filmmaker, just storytelling and what audiences want to see and what entertains audiences. And I feel like for this one, it really it made me really realize that, the importance of just a unique story, a unique character that the audience can relate to. It's not really about, a massive set or a million different locations. If you can write a compelling story where it's just one actor or two actors sitting behind a monitor talking to each other, if it's a good story, then audiences will like it. So I think that's one of those lessons that you kind of have to relearn.
That's amazing. And are you already working in your next project?
Not
Something
yet.
That you can talk about?
Yeah, so there's a few scripts I'm reading now and kind of trying to develop some things, and it'll definitely probably be action, sci-fi, something in that world, but nothing yet.
Yeah, you're an expert on that, so I think you should keep doing that because I like it. I like some of your movies, and I like action, and it's really good. So Matt, this is the time that I have with you. I just want to thank you so much for your time, and a lot of success always. And I cannot wait for your next project. Thank you.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure. Wishing you all the best.
Thank you.
Bye.
If you like this video, don't forget to comment, to like, and subscribe to our channel right here.